Hi, I'm Dr. Eric Janowitz, and I've been a practicing chiropractor since 1999. Now, a lot of times people will ask me, am I seeing the right chiropractor? Oftentimes, after visiting our clinic and seeing so many different components that we have here, our office specializes in corrective care, and you see in the general population of chiropractors, many of them oftentimes focus on relief care. So the question comes to beg is my chiropractor the right chiropractor for me? Well, the first thing you want to ask is, are they focused on relief care or are they focused on corrective care? Because that's going to change the entire model and approach of the type of care that you receive. A relief care chiropractor is designed to help you get out of pain as quickly as you can, and then that's when treatment begins and that's when treatment ends essentially as well. There's benefits of that, but it's not really fixing the underlying cause of the problem and correcting the posture to the very best that it can. Now, a corrective chiropractor not only wants you to get out of pain and help you feel better, we also want to correct and stabilize your posture and your spine to the very best that it can be so that you can handle all the forces and activities that you do in your daily life. Here's a couple tips for you if you want a corrective chiropractor. So number one, did your chiropractor take the time to carefully understand not only your chief complaint of where you're having pain and just spend 5 minutes on that, or really sit down and dive deep and understand not only what your body goes through day to day now that may be causing stress to your body, but what your body's been through. In addition, understanding your total health history, because a lot of other areas can be positively impacted through chiropractic, but we won't know if we're not asking the questions, and they certainly won't focus on it if they're not asking you the questions. The second thing is did they look at your posture 3 ways? And what I mean by that is, did they actually take the time to have you stand up? In our office, we use 2 weight scales where you can stand up there and analyze your posture and see how you're carrying your weight from right to left and look at the global aspects of what your posture is showing. Secondarily, did they analyze your spine by seeing how you move, checking your range of motion, which you might see at many other offices? But the third and very important area is where they actually then feel how the individual segments are moving, because there are points in time where you might have full range of motion, but when you feel the individual areas, they're not moving correctly, and those are the areas that need to be carefully analyzed and addressed. The third tip is, did they take weight-bearing x-rays of your spine? Chiropractors understand that your body's in gravity, so our x-rays, unlike typical x-rays in hospitals or emergency rooms where it's taken flat, we take our x-rays weight-bearing where you stand because we want to see how your body is adapting to gravity. Furthermore, when we're taking x-rays, corrective chiropractors don't just take x-rays of the area where it is causing pain, because where the pain is might be completely different of what the underlying problem is. We've seen hundreds of cases where we might have pain on one side of the lower back, but yet the dysfunction is on the opposite side. Or we've seen thousands of x-rays where we see the person complaining of, say, lower back pain, but yet their neck is the real cause that is causing this pressure to the spine. Now, obviously, we can't figure that out if we didn't have x-rays of that region. Which leads me to the third part of those x-rays is some chiropractors don't take x-rays at all. I will tell you that corrective chiropractors have x-ray machines in their office, often utilizing technology like digital x-rays to decrease any exposure, and are able to get a full picture of what's going on. How can your mechanic tell you what's going on with your car without lifting the hood? How can an accountant tell you if you owe taxes without opening up and analyzing your books? You wouldn't want someone to carefully look at your health and dictate treatment based upon that without using technology as simple but as powerful as x-rays. Number 4, does your chiropractor have a game plan that they presented to you that goes beyond, hey, my friend, just come in when it hurts again? That's a relief care chiropractor. A corrective chiropractor has stages of care that are carefully planned out, taking you through relief, correction, strengthening, and ultimately wellness, with strategic re-examination processes to make sure that we can change approach or technique to get you feeling at your best. Number 5, did your chiropractor take post x-rays? It's one thing to know exactly what the position of your spine is to begin with. It's to put you through a process through correcting, but it's another thing to actually take a post x-ray. You see, in my clinical experience, I've seen that 50% of chiropractors don't take x-rays at all. And of the 50% that do take x-rays, only about 10% of them actually take a re-x-ray. And that's something that's very important for us and the patient to see all that hard work. Number 6, did your chiropractor offer you a plan of action after your spine was corrected? We call that wellness care or maintenance care. You see, stress doesn't stop the moment your spine is corrected. You would never go to a dentist, have a cavity corrected, and then never brush your teeth. Well, the same thing goes with correcting your spine. Once we get it into a proper position, we want to make sure that your body's able to adapt to the stresses that you put yourself through every day to make sure it's being handled. Think about it like this. You invest the time to design and put all this landscaping in your home, and only to not maintain it after that was done. Well, that's the importance of wellness, and that's the most important phase of care, where you're enjoying all the benefits of the hard work you put together. Number 7, does your chiropractor use a variety of techniques to correct your spine and your posture? If you're going to one office where they only specialize in one technique, that's wonderful and techniques are amazing. The problem is what if you don't fit in that model? In our practice, we utilize a combination of 9 different techniques throughout our care, finding the best technique for you. And our philosophy is always utilizing the least amount of force possible to make the most amount of correction, and also being committed to the outcome of that correction and not so much committed to the technique that we utilize specifically for you. Number 8, does your office offer supportive physical therapy modalities to help you get better? If you go to an office and all you see is an adjusting table, then that just tells you it's just being adjustments. And chiropractic adjustments are incredibly valuable. I've had them my whole life. But when you combine chiropractic with physical therapy, rehab, exercises, those are the components that are necessary to help make a full and total correction. Number 9, speaking of supportive materials, did your chiropractor give you home exercises and tips of how to handle yourself outside of the practice? Did he give you any equipment, even low-tech equipment, to be able to utilize at home so you can take the power of taking care of yourself and the responsibility of helping yourself outside of the practice, thus making your wellness plan much easier in the long term? And finally, number 10, do they really care about your progress? You know, I remember when I was a child, one of my mentors said, a person cares more about a doctor who cares than a doctor who knows. And while I certainly believe that knowing is essential to providing great care, you want to make sure that you're really feeling connected with the doctor that you choose, because healing takes place in that context, that intimate atmosphere of that doctor-patient relationship, where it can truly allow you to be at your best. I wish you the best in success on your journey of finding the right doctor for you. Thank you so much.